Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another moving series vlog. So today's video is going to be a lot like the last video in the moving series, kind of like diary entries, little snippets of what I'm doing to get prepared for our move. In this video you should actually see the move itself, I would imagine, unless I get a massive amount of footage before then, but it is highly unlikely because we move 1 week today. So first I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where we're at. In terms of the boys' school, if you didn't watch my last moving vlog then I recommend you check that one out first. But just in case you don't want to, we don't actually have a placement for the boys' new school yet. I have made the applications, I did that before Christmas, but because of the Christmas holidays we're cutting it very close. They might not even end up with a school placement before we go. I'm just really hoping that they do expedite it a little bit because of our situation, but I don't know. So my plan is, because today's Friday, if I called them today there's not a lot that's going to be done over the weekend. I'm going to call them on Monday, see where they're at and see if I can push it a little bit, because I don't know what to do otherwise. Obviously it is a legal requirement that the boys go to school. I am not equipped for homeschooling, especially when we're in the middle of a move. So I just really hope they get into a school. Getting them back to the school they're in now is not an option because my daughter Avery doesn't travel well. So really all I've been doing over the last few days is getting things packed up. I did a little bit of packing this morning. We are definitely getting there. So this room is almost done. Don't mind my dirty beauty sponges there. I need to clean those. I spot cleaned some of my makeup brushes this morning, so those are pretty much ready to go. This box here is all the stuff I know I'm going to, oh hello, this box here is stuff I know I'm going to need before we move. It's like my hairbrush, my deodorant and whatnot, but other than that all of these drawers are completely empty, which is very nice because I know that this unit now is ready to go when we move. We get the keys on Monday, which today is Friday, but we don't actually move in until next Friday. So the plan is that over next week in the evenings we're just going to take over boxes, and then my brother is really helping us out. He has managed to get hold of a van for us and is going to help us move the rest of the big stuff next Friday. So obviously once the big stuff's in the new house we need to be too, because otherwise we'd have nowhere to sleep, etc. So yeah, there is still quite a lot to be done, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a bit overwhelmed just because the amount of boxes that are filling up the space. There is not a lot of space to move in this house anymore, but we are getting there. It isn't for much longer and then we'll just have to deal with boxes in a new house, but at least then the move is done so I won't feel so much stress. So my plan for right now, Josh actually took the TV off the boys' wall today, so now I have this mess to deal with. Now this is not ideal and this is kind of putting me off ever putting a TV on a wall again, but it's fine. I have got my trusty dusty wall filler. This is what I've been using to fill up all the holes in the walls, so I am just gonna patch this up, get it nice and smooth, let it dry, sand it down and then paint over it, and it should be good as new. This is a rented accommodation, so it is really important that we pretty much get it back to the state of repair it was in when we moved in. Now if we were only here for a short period, of course we never would have put things on the walls like we have, but we have been here for 6 years, so we have been here for a very long time. So the job now is just to try and get it back to its original state, which is what I've been doing over the last week or so, but there is still quite a bit to go. I don't actually have a scraper tool. To be honest, I probably do have a scraper tool somewhere, but I haven't been bothered to find it. So what I've actually been using to fill all the holes is an old travel money card that we no longer have. So obviously I don't need the card anymore, so it has become my scraper tool. But if you don't have a scraper tool, an old debit or credit card works really well. Morning guys, it is the next day and another day of prepping and packing. You'll have to excuse the absolute state of the house at the moment. Every single room in the house is a mess at the moment, but today my plan is to try and pull down this backsplash. So if you didn't watch my last moving vlog series episode, this backsplash here is actually a DIY I did myself. So I didn't like the tile underneath it, so I actually purchased a sticky backsplash basically. So it looks like this. I bought it on Amazon. It was fairly easy to put up and fairly inexpensive, but what I will say, to actually do the entire backsplash in the whole kitchen, it cost me around £200, but it was easy to install. I was able to do it myself and I would definitely recommend it. Famous last words, because I don't know how easy it is to take off. Supposedly it's supposed to be removable, so that is my mission today, is to try and remove it. So I did do a little practice strip here, and I'm debating on whether I just try and take it off like this, or if I bring down the hairdryer and loosen it a bit. I think I might try both, because I'd like to know which one leaves the least sticky residue on the tile, because that's just another job trying to get all of that off. But I mean, so far it seems fairly easy to pull off. And there is the original tile underneath. That did leave a fair bit of sticky residue on, so I might go and get the hairdryer and just see if a little bit less of that comes off if it's heated up. So this is where I am at so far. Josh ended up helping me. We figured out the best way to do it is to just rip it off. Using the hairdryer just takes up more time and doesn't help any. I've been trying to figure out what's the best way to get the sticky residue off. I've tried oil, I've tried these weird wipes that Josh had from work once that were really good at taking really sticky things off your hands. The best method I've found that we have in the house is just a scourer, so that's what I've been doing, and it is going to be a very big job. I've managed to do about 6 tiles and it took me about half an hour, so I've obviously still got to get rid of all of that as well. But for now I'm gonna go and feed Avery, and then I will come back to this. Josh is just upstairs dismantling the beds, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a long tiring day. Plus my nails are shot. Like, doing all of that has ripped my nails to pieces. I'm gonna be an absolute mess by the end of this move. And about 5 to 7 hours later, we're finished. So excuse the state I am in. Today's been quite a challenge. To correct myself on my earlier statement, I do not recommend the sticky back tile. I do if you're in a scenario where you're looking for something to cover a tile because you can't afford to replace the tile, and when you remove the sticky back tile, you're going to be replacing the tiles. But if you're using the sticky back tile to then bring off at a later date and try and revive the tiles underneath, I wouldn't recommend it. It is doable, obviously, because we've done it, but it has taken us all day. It has taken us a lot of different methods, and it has been really, really hard work. My nails have broken literally right down. I've got no nails left. They're so weak and brittle now, they're just gonna keep snapping, I know they are. My fingers are sore. I have blisters on my thumbs. I'm aching from head to toe. Today has been a really hard day. It's done now. That is one of the biggest jobs ticked off the list. The next thing to do is start packing up the kitchen, because that is still something that has not been done, or started for that matter, so that is the next job. But I'm trying to get as much done as I can over the weekend, because weekdays just seem to go by so fast. I never seem to have enough time in the day on weekdays. I think it's just because of the school runs either side and Avery's appointments and whatnot, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can tomorrow. Today I think I'm done. I'm going to get in the bath and wash my hair and try and soak the aches and pains away. But tomorrow it's back to work, and I need to try and get the bulk of what I need to get done. So yeah. Morning guys, it is Monday. It is all systems go this week, because today we collect the keys and Friday we move in. The plan is Josh is actually going to take a car full of stuff to the house pretty much every night this week, just to get as much moved as we can before Friday. So Friday we can just focus on the big furniture. My job for this morning is to load up my boot with a few bits that I can take to the house tonight, because like I said, collecting the keys this evening at the house. I need to take some measurements at the house. I'm just going to take my iPad with me. This is completely OTT, but I've actually drawn out some little floor plans in my digital notebook on my iPad, so I've done that. And then I've just kind of made a note to myself on what measurements I need, really, just to figure out where I'm going to be putting furniture and stuff, because if I can figure that out before we move in, it should make the move itself a bit easier. Little madam here is all ready for the day. We have a nurse appointment at 11 o'clock, so that is to go through everything gastrointestinal. She has an MDT meeting tomorrow apparently, and just with how busy we are at the moment, I have asked her nurse to kind of advocate for us, because she's very good, so I know that she will speak well on our behalf. Are you talking? Are you saying hello? Are you saying hello? Hello. So I'm not sure how well you could see over me and Avery. It's not easy holding the camera with Avery in my arms. Our bed has been collapsed, so that is that mess there. The boys' bed or beds should I say, have also been collapsed, so we are all mattress surfing for the next few days. And then I have just got a few bits down here that I'm going to try and load into my boot. There is quite a lot on my to-do list for this week, and not gonna lie, I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it. I will definitely feel much better once the keys to this house are handed in and I've only got the one house to focus on. I better get cracking, otherwise I'm gonna run out of time, aren't I, Pudding? The dishwasher is also being sold today. So we are also hand washing, which is fine. First world problems. We had just got very used to a dishwasher, but it's fine. The new property doesn't have a space for a dishwasher. It has 2 spaces under the counter, and I prioritise the washing machine and the dryer because it takes days to dry clothes without a dryer in the winter time, and we need dry clothes, don't we, Pudding? Especially how this little lady goes through them. So yeah, I'm gonna get cracking with my to-do list. My next job, which is quite annoying, is to give this wall another coat of paint. Josh pointed out to me yesterday that in certain lights it still looks quite patchy, so I'm going to give it one last coat, which I think would make it either coat number 5 or 6, I can't really remember now. One or the other. And then I also need to paint over this, which is where I patched up the wall from the TV, so not looking forward to this job. Painting is done, and I really hope that is the last of it. Well, I know it's not the last of it, but I hope it's almost the last of it, because I really do not enjoy painting, especially when I know that I'm not decorating to benefit from it, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not going to be able to enjoy what I've decorated, so not much more to go now, hopefully. I do need to touch up a wall in this room just because it's a matte paint. Lesson learned, I definitely won't be using a matte paint in a communal area again, just because the boys tend to touch the walls, and if their fingers are greasy, that's it then. The wall is just greasy, and you can't really clean matte paint. All it does is pull the paint off, so definitely won't be using matte paint in a living area again. I do have some of this paint left over though, so I was considering maybe painting Avery's bedroom this colour, because I really like the tone. It's nice and warm, and I feel like it would go very nicely with Avery's decor, wouldn't it? Anyway, Pudding has an appointment with her nurse. I think I mentioned that already earlier, in about 20 minutes. So I thought I'd show you guys how good she is getting at her tummy time. Ready? Come on then. Yeah. Yeah. Pudding. Hello? Hi. Hi. He's a clever girl. Oh, yay! Well done. She's getting much better at tummy time, so doing this and putting her in positions where she needs to use her head strength every day is really starting to pay off. Yes. And her OT, her occupational therapist, actually said something really interesting to me the other day, because as you guys know, I have been quite concerned about the lack of Avery's head strength since she has been on the baclofen. And what the occupational therapist has said is the head strength that she had before would have essentially been false, because it would have been a lot of the tone in these muscles here that was holding her head up. So because that was happening and it was giving her some support in her head, she wasn't actually building those muscles. She wasn't gaining any muscle strength in her neck to hold her head up. It was all her tone. And now the baclofen has loosened these muscles a little bit. It's okay. Now the baclofen has loosened those muscles a little bit. Although it almost feels like she's lost a lot of that head strength, she is actually able to now work on gaining muscle strength. So long story short, the baclofen is actually doing a good thing. I didn't need to worry about her head control getting worse, because it wasn't actually head control, it was her tone. That tone isn't really productive. It doesn't really help her strengthen the muscles on her own. All it's doing really is kind of propping her head up for her. So, oh dear, okay. I am definitely relieved about that. Aren't I, Puds? Aren't I? Seeing her kind of lifting her head again, because before, if I put her on her tummy, if I put her on her tummy, she'd literally just lay there. She wouldn't even attempt to bring her head up. So seeing her bringing her head up and using that head strength is really, really, really promising. It makes me happy, doesn't it, Puds? It makes me happy. Yes. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? Hi. Hi. It is a little bit later in the day now. Avery's just woken up from a nap. A little bit grumpy, might I add. I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling stressed. I've spent the afternoon trying to sort out this whole school situation. Basically, the boys have no school to go to on Monday because I can't get them to this school. And turns out they don't expedite applications if you happen to be moving sooner rather than later. So I've been told my options are apply for school transport, which again can take up to 2 weeks to get an answer, which still takes us over the date we're moving. Homeschool, which as you guys know would not be an easy feat, especially with caring for Avery, or just don't send them to school, which again isn't a very ideal option considering they're having 2 weeks out in April. It would mean I would end up getting fined by the schools, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't really know what to do now. I have made the applications for transport just so that I know I've done everything I possibly can. The school, the first choice that I had, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but it was opposite the house we're going to be living in. They have no places, so I've had to go and change Eli's preferences on his application, because the second school I put down, I found out it's actually a bit further than I thought. It's actually a 20-minute walk, and the other school is a 15-minute walk. So I've had to change his preferences, which I then found out pretty much restarts the application timeline. So it's not been a good day. I'm feeling stressed. I don't want the boys to be out of school. Here in the UK, it is incredibly frowned upon. I would probably get letters from child welfare, I'm not gonna lie, but I was told on the phone if that does happen I just need to explain the situation. I don't know. And the thing is, I did everything in plenty of time. It's purely because of the Christmas holidays, because apparently the application timeline kind of stops when schools aren't open. So yeah, that is where I'm at. Like I said, little lady has just woken up from a nap. She had her appointment with her nurse, all went well. It was nice to see that nurse again because we've not seen her in a little while. She's actually the nurse that's going to be taking over from our other nurse when we move. It's almost time to go and get the boys, so I'm gonna go and get the boys, and then it'll be time to feed Avery, and then it'll be pretty much time to get ready to go to get the keys for the new house. Hey Puds. So yeah, that is the plan for the rest of the day. Hey guys, just jumping on to give you a bit of an update. I have not vlogged today just because everything's just so all over the place and everything's a mess and I'm getting a bit overwhelmed with it, so I haven't picked up the camera today, but we got the keys. What are they, buddy? Ooh, do you like the keys? We got the keys, so we are officially now renting that house. So we went there last night. My mum came with me and Josh went up in his car and took a load of stuff in his car just to start shifting some of the boxes out of the house. We did all the official stuff with the letting agent, and we also had a chat with who will be our next door neighbour, lovely man. He lives next door alone in the house that he was born in, and apparently it was his dad's and granddad's house before him, so I just thought that was a really lovely thought. But he is actually our landlady's dad, so he is kind of managing the property, so we had a nice chat with him. A few things that I asked him about was things like hanging pictures and stuff like that, and he's asked that he would prefer if we didn't, so command strips it is, so that makes things a little bit difficult for me. I'm certainly not going to be able to do my kind of little shelving feature walls like I had in the boys' room and Avery's room, but it's okay, I'm just going to have to get creative. He's also asked that we don't paint for now, which again is fine because all the walls are white, so that is very easy to work around. It is a shame though because I do really like the colour of this living room. I was hoping to paint Avery's room in this colour, but her room now is white, so it will look fine white in the new house as well, so that is all fine. Yeah, like I said, it just means I'm gonna have to get a bit more creative with my decorating. So yeah, today I've just been doing odd jobs, trying to pack bits and bobs. I painted that wall there just to kind of repaint over all of the boys' greasy finger marks. Like I said, I would never paint a communal area in a matte paint again because it just gets marked way too easily, but that is another job done. My biggest job that I need to do this week is actually tidying up the garden and kind of going through the garage. Really? That is a job I've been putting off for a little while just because it's wet and it's cold, but it needs to get done. So Josh is planning on taking another carload to the new house tonight. The rest of the week is kind of going to be the same, me kind of frantically running around getting lots of bits and bobs done. Luckily Avery has been a very happy, content girly this week, which has been very, very helpful because it means that I can get more done if she is happy. If she's upset, then I can't put her down for more than 2 minutes. But you've been happy, haven't you? So yeah, not technically vlogging today, but I just wanted to jump on, check in with you guys so you know where we're at. Tomorrow is moving day, so I thought I would show you guys where I'm at. Again, apologies that I have not been vlogging much. You guys are mostly just listening to me babble on in each of the clips, but I've just been so busy, and there's just so many little things that need to get done that take up so much time. I feel like I've not stopped for the whole entire week. Anyway, things are looking pretty empty yet messy, if that is possible. I've been washing all of our bedding, which is why all the mattresses are bare and the beds look a bit of a state, but everything here is pretty much ready to go. There's just a few very last minute bits. Avery's room is probably the most put together still, just because this is obviously still on the wall. This can't come down until tomorrow morning because it is her baby monitor and we need that for night, and also her SATS monitor is still plugged in down there. Again, we can't not use that tonight. So Ow, I just slammed my foot into the door. It's okay. We have the boys' bedding here. It's all been washed, so it is nice and fresh for when we move. Boys' room again is pretty much ready to go. Wow, it's so echo in here. Pretty much empty. They've just got their lamp and their switches still in here because their TV is actually downstairs, and I'll show you why in just a sec. Empty down here. The hallway is just an absolute mess. The kitchen, I'm actually kind of embarrassed about. It's just a big mess, and the dishwasher is still in the middle of the room because I mentioned the other day that someone was coming to collect the dishwasher, so we spent a fair chunk of time on Sunday getting it all clean and ready to go. I messaged the person on Monday morning and sent him my address. He replied saying, yeah, it's fine. I said that I'd be home between 12 and 3 between the school runs. Sorry, 9 and 3. He said, yeah, that's fine. Then he ghosted me, completely ghosted me, didn't reply. I've tried to get onto his Facebook profile and it's blank, so I'm assuming he has blocked me. So yeah, now we're stuck with the dishwasher. I have actually reduced the price right down. I'm selling it for like less than half of what I actually wanted for it, but it's just not shifting. So at this rate it's gonna end up going for free, which would be quite annoying because we could really do with saving a bit of money back so that we can buy furniture that we need for the new place, but it is what it is. We can't really take it with us. There isn't any room. Speaking of no room, little lady is in here. We were about to go and get the boys from school, aren't we, Puddin'? She's leaked through 2 lots of clothes today, haven't you? Hey? She's a very happy girly today, aren't you? Are you a very happy girly? Yeah? So this is the setup we've got at the moment. You guys know how much Avery loves her TV. Yeah. So she's stolen the boys' TV because we currently do not have one. Well, technically we do have one, but the TV we had, the nice big one that we had, we realised it just is not going to fit in the space. So that one had to go. And then that is what this ginormous box is here. This is a smaller TV, and I'd like to say that Josh was disappointed in losing the bigger TV, and I think he was. However, it's kind of worked in his favour because the second the OLED TVs came out, he tried talking me into getting one, and since he'd only just got the 65-inch, I told him that he needed to keep the one he just bought a bit longer. So he has his new toy. I'm not going to touch that. He can open it when he gets home. And then, yeah, we've just got stuff just crammed in everywhere. Josh has been doing a run to the new house a night. So believe it or not, this has been like this every day, and then moved and then built back up and then moved. But he is going over to the house again tonight, and he's actually going to build the boys' bunk beds so that they're all ready for when we move in tomorrow, so that the boys have a bed to sleep in, and that'll be nice because we've all been sleeping on mattresses for the last week. But yeah, still feeling overwhelmed. I feel like this vlog has basically just been me yabbing on about how overwhelmed I am, and I'm sorry about that, but if any of you have moved, then you know how overwhelming it can be, especially when nothing is going right. In terms of the school, Eli's application's come back. The placement he's been allocated was my last preference, and it's actually the school that is a 25-minute walk away from the house. So that is not ideal, but apparently the other 2 don't have any space. And Zach's application, I've not even heard, so I just don't know what to do at this point. It's Friday tomorrow, so I'll be getting in touch with the caseworker for him tomorrow to see if anything can be done, because yeah, I've never done this before. I really don't know what I'm doing, but it's stressful. It's been an uphill battle, this move, I feel like. But after tomorrow evening, well, Saturday morning really, because that's when I have to drop the keys off for this place, it will be done, and there'll only be one house to worry about then, and then the school is the battle. But yeah, so that is my update for today. We are gonna go and pick the boys up from school. Good morning, guys. It is moving day. We are all up very bright and early. Josh actually got up earlier than me, and he is at the new house now doing a run with a load of stuff in the car. My brother should be here at around 8. My mum is coming at some point this morning. So it is all systems go. We're looking very, very empty in the house. Avery is awake now, so I'm kind of just in the process of taking out all of her bits and bobs. I've just got her clothes there to get dressed into today. I think the boys' room is probably the kind of emptiest and ready to go. Zach did have an accident last night, so I'm trying to get his mattress to dry out. I've given it a clean. I'm trying to get it to dry out before we go, and his bedding's in the wash again. Downstairs is still quite the mess, just because that's where everything's kind of accumulated. The boys are just downstairs eating their breakfast. I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Today's going to be quite a busy day. Hopefully we survive. And we are all empty, about to say bye-bye to the house. Good memories, but also bad ones that I am looking forward to shutting the door on. So we're in. I'm just popping on here quickly because I'm not gonna lie guys, it has been a very long, very tiring, very stressful day. Things haven't worked out the way we wanted to. The boys are fighting. Things have gotten broken in transit, which I'm pretty damn annoyed about, but we're in. Josh has just picked up the last load of stuff from the house. It's all locked up. I mean, it's currently 20 to 7 and we're still not finished. We are in quite the mess here. I need to just carry on trying to get a few bits unpacked just so we have a bit of walking space, because honestly guys, we just have no walking space at the moment. Avery has been an absolute angel all day. She has been so good. The boys came here after they finished school, so they had their last day at school. Just need to unpack. I think we're going to get a takeaway when Josh gets home. Actually, one of the good things about living here now is we actually get takeaways. We get like Deliveroo and Just Eat and Uber Eats and stuff, whereas where we used to live, because we lived in a village, we didn't get any of that. So we're very excited to hop onto an app and choose a takeaway tonight. But yeah, I will give you a proper house tour in another video, but for now I'm gonna close this one off because I'm so tired, and I just know I'm gonna struggle to pick up the camera over the next couple of days just because we need to make this place livable first. So I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I know a lot of it was me just complaining about how tired I am and how overwhelmed I am, and I'm sorry, but that just has been the case this week. But with that said, if you did enjoy it, then give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you'd like to follow us along on our journey generally, but more specifically our moving in journey. There will be more kind of moving in vlogs to come. And with that said, I will see you in a few days with another video. Bye guys.